Today I'm putting the Hume Health Body Pod head-to-head with the Renpho MorphoScan Nova to see which one actually deserves the title of Best Smart Scale for real-life progress tracking. Both promise full body metrics, but the experience can be wildly different once you step on, grab the handle, and live with the scale for a couple of weeks. I'll test the scans, the apps, the day-to-day friction, and what you actually learn from the numbers. If you're trying to pick one, stick around, because I'll decide on the winner by the end of this video. All right, quick note before we start, no unboxing today. I'm only going to show you the hardware details you actually need to know to make a decision. And I'll keep both scales on screen as much as possible, because this Hume Health Body Pod versus Renpho comparison is all about the real differences you'll notice day to day. First up, what you get in the box is simple for both. With the Hume Health Body Pod, you're getting the scale itself, a retractable handle with built-in cable, and a USB-C charging cable. That's basically it. Scale, handle, charger, done. With a MorphoScan Nova body composition scale from Renpho, it's the same idea. You get the scale, a handheld electrode handle, and a USB charging cable. But the key difference is the handle is wired, not retractable. And that sounds small, but it changes the vibe in daily use because you're managing a cable instead of pulling out a built-in handle. Now let's talk about the build and footprint. The Hume has a tempered glass platform, and it's a pretty standard size, 12 by 7 by 12 by 7 inches, and just over an inch tall. In real life, it doesn't take over your bathroom floor, and it feels solid underfoot, not that flexy, lightweight plastic feel. The Renpho is physically bigger. It's a full glass platform too, but it's larger at 14 by 12 inches and thicker at 1.5 inches. And Renpho also markets ITO-coated electrodes. That's indium tin oxide, basically a coating they claim helps improve contact and precision at the electrode points. Next, display, and this is one of the biggest practical differences. On the Hume, the on-device screen is very minimal. You'll see your weight right away, but most of the body composition details live inside the app, so it's very phone first. The scale is basically your scanner, and the app is where you actually interpret the results. On the Renpho, the standout feature is the handle. There's a 4.3-inch full-color TFT screen built right into it, and you can view your body composition results directly on that handle display without even opening the app. It's a legitimate quality of life thing, especially if you don't want to start your morning by unlocking your phone and hunting for the right screen. Both of these are also a big step up from basic foot-only smart scales because they use 8 electrodes total, 8 plus hands. With Hume, the handle is retractable, so you pull it up, grip it, stand still, and you're measuring through your upper body and lower body together for a more complete signal path. With Renpho, the electrode idea is the same, hands plus feet. But the experience is different because the handle is wired. The core concept is identical. You're not just measuring through your legs like most basic scales, but in practice, it feels like wired handle versus retractable handle, and that's going to matter for convenience. Under the hood, the brands describe their tech slightly differently. Renpho calls it dual frequency BIA, which means it's running bioelectrical impedance at 2 frequencies. The pitch is that it can estimate things like body water compartments more precisely. But what I care about isn't the marketing phrase. It's whether it tracks trends cleanly and consistently. Now, metrics. Hume says it tracks 45 plus metrics, which honestly is already more than most people will ever need. But the point isn't the raw count. It's whether the numbers help you understand what's actually changing. In a minute, I'll show you which ones I personally pay attention to. Renpho goes even bigger. It tracks 50 plus metrics, and you'll get deeper segmentation and more data points. Again, more metrics doesn't automatically mean better. It just means you have more detail if the app organizes it well and you know what you're looking for. And finally, battery. Hume uses a rechargeable lithium-ion battery and claims up to a year per charge, with a quick 30-minute fast charge. Battery life is one of those boring things until your scale dies at the exact day you're motivated. So if that fast top-up is as convenient as it sounds, that's a real win. The Renpho has a 1,000 milliampere per hour rechargeable battery and charges over USB. I like anything rechargeable, no hunting for AAA batteries. And we'll talk about how often I actually had to charge it during testing. So that's the hardware. Next, we're moving into what really decides the winner: how it feels to use these every day. Because the best smart scale isn't the one with the most metrics. It's the one you'll actually stick with. Now, before I answer what's the best smart scale for your goals, check the video description or QR codes. I put the best available prices for both scales there, plus discount codes. And if the deal changes, I'll keep the description updated so you can still get maximum value. Now let's step on and see how it goes. First, the Hume Health Body Pod. I'm gonna get onto the tempered glass platform barefoot. That's how we get the most accurate reading. What I like about this retractable handle is it's one less thing lying around. So the screen shows the basic weight first, and then it syncs to the app. If you're someone who really doesn't like opening their phone to open apps and read through it, that's something to consider. Now, over a couple of weeks, did I actually use the handle every time? I actually did. It was so convenient, easy to use, and it didn't add time to my whole experience. Let's move on to the Renpho MorphoScan Nova. Now, this one actually really feels bigger underfoot. You notice the footprint. It's stable, but it's definitely a more device-like setup. Also, the wire doesn't slide back automatically as with the Hume Health Body Pod. You actually need to pull it up a little bit before it slides back in. And placement matters. If you miss the electrodes, you'll have to redo it. So this scan is slightly longer, but it's more structured. It's not slow, but it's less hop on, hop off compared to Hume. It feels like you're doing more of a scan than a quick weigh-in. Now, while both smart scales are terrific, I actually really enjoyed the ease of use of the Hume. The retractable handle really affected my experience. I didn't feel like I had to pull it up and pull it down, and I did like the smart kind of clean look to it. Okay, that's the physical routine. Next, let's talk about what the apps actually show you and which metrics are useful versus just noise. Both of these are full body smart scales because they use 8 electrodes to estimate your body composition. Hume Health uses standard bioelectrical impedance analysis. It sends a small electrical signal through your body and estimates things like fat mass and lean mass based on how that signal moves through water-rich tissue. The MorphoScan Nova body composition scale uses dual frequency BIA, which simply means it runs that signal in 2 different frequencies, aiming to estimate body water compartments more specifically. But in real life, both are still estimates, not diagnoses. And a quick reminder, these are not medical devices. And if you want a clinical baseline, DEXA is still the gold standard. Now, talking about the most important metrics. On Hume, you'll typically see core metrics like body fat percentage, lean mass, bone density, visceral fat, plus hydration. And Hume splits hydration into intracellular versus extracellular water, which is rare at this price point. The app also leans heavily into color-coded charts and progress-style visuals. So you're not just staring at numbers, you're seeing whether you're trending in the right direction. On Renpho MorphoScan Nova, you'll see a bigger spread of metrics right away. Body fat percentage, muscle mass, skeletal muscle percentage, bone mass percentage, protein percentage, fat-free body mass, SMI, and more. The upside is it's detailed. The downside, it often feels like a spreadsheet. You get a lot of numbers without being told what deserves your attention first. Hume shows fewer numbers, but it tells me what's better or worse for me. Renpho shows way more numbers, but I have to figure out which ones matter. Next, the interpretation metrics, the ones people screenshot. Hume gives you BMI, BMR, and metabolic age, and it usually adds a simple status label like within range, which helps you understand direction without sounding overly medical. It's basically trying to answer, is this improving and what should I do about it? Renpho also provides BMI, BMR, and metabolic age, plus additional calculated ratios like waist-hip ratio on supported setups. But it generally doesn't stop to explain whether something is good or bad. It's more like, here's the value, you interpret it. Now, this is where the personality of each app shows up. Hume Health Body Pod is built around goals, things like fat loss, muscle gain, hydration, with weekly summaries and trend visuals that try to highlight what improved or declined. It's designed to feel like a guided dashboard, and core features are free. But there's an optional premium subscription layer for extra guidance like AI coaching, nutrition plans, and weekly reports. It also supports multiple users and is positioned as recognizing to switching users more automatically. Though in real households, you'll still want a consistent routine for who opens which app. Hume also syncs with Apple Health, Fitbit, and Garmin. Renpho MorphoScan Nova takes a more is more approach. It includes targets like target weight, fat control, muscle control, trend graphs for 50+ metrics, and full body and segmental reports with unlimited user profiles. The Renpho app is totally free, no subscription, and it syncs with Apple Health, Samsung Health, and Fitbit. So it's more DIY, but very flexible for families. If after seeing how each app handles your data, you're thinking about grabbing either smart scale, check the video description first. I've put the best available prices there, plus the discount codes for both. You can also just scan the QR codes on screen right now, and it'll take you straight to the deal pages. That way, you get maximum value before I jump into the next test. If you want the most data for your money, the Renpho MorphoScan Nova is the power user pick. You're getting 50+ metrics, deeper segmentation, and that full color handle display is genuinely convenient. Plus, there are 0 subscription fees. The trade-off is that it can feel a bit data dense, so you'll spend more time figuring out which numbers matter, and you don't get much coaching style guidance. But if you want the more daily driver experience, Hume Health Body Pod is the one that feels cleaner and more approachable. You get the core metrics most people actually track, stronger trend visuals that keep you motivated, and it's simply easier to stick with day to day, even if it gives you fewer raw metrics than Renpho. If you found this comparison helpful, hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me which smart scale you'd pick, the Hume Health Body Pod or the Renpho MorphoScan Nova. And make sure to check out our other health news tech reviews for more honest, real-world tests before you buy.